In the dim, shadowy room of an old, crumbling haveli, a young girl sat alone. Moonlight filtered through the cracked window, casting a soft glow on her face, but her eyes held a deep, hidden sorrow. "O Allah, show me the way," she whispered softly, raising her hands in quiet supplication. From the darkness of the forest outside came a faint, eerie hiss, like a snake concealing its secrets. This was Sana, a 19-year-old girl whose life was about to unfold into an extraordinary tale, one that would touch the heart deeply. Was that hiss merely from an ordinary creature, or did it guard an ancient mystery? Sana lived in a small village nestled beside an old, dense forest, filled with ruined mansions that still whispered tales of the past. The villagers often spoke in hushed tones. This forest was not just home to trees and animals, spirits dwelled there too. When Sana was only 12, a tragic road accident took both her parents, leaving her in the care of her strict aunt, Bano. Bano was a harsh woman, quick to suspect and scold. "Don't ever go into that jungle, Sana," she would warn sharply every day. "There's black magic there, evil things." Yet Sana felt an inexplicable pull toward the forest. "It brings me peace," she would think. "Perhaps Allah will give me answers there." Every morning, after finishing her household chores, Sana would take her small prayer mat and slip away to a quiet corner of the woods. Beneath an ancient banyan tree, she would sit, recite verses from the Quran, make heartfelt dua, and lay all her grief before Allah. "O Allah, what is the purpose of my life? Why do I feel as though someone is calling me?" She often asked herself in quiet moments. In response to her prayers, only that same mysterious hiss echoed from the forest's depths, a sound that stirred both fear and curiosity in her heart. One day, as Sana finished her supplications and rose to leave, her eyes fell upon something unusual on the ground, a small stone idol carved with the image of a coiled snake. The figure was ancient, weathered, and bore faint inscriptions in an old script. When Sana picked it up, a strange restlessness stirred within her. "What is this? How did it come to be here?" she wondered. Without thinking, she slipped it into her bag. From that moment, the silence of the forest seemed deeper, heavier, as though watching her. That night, Sana's dreams carried her to a place resembling an ancient temple, its walls etched with serpent motifs. In the darkness, a snake approached her, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. "Sana, I have been waiting for you," it said, its voice echoing with ancient sorrow. Fear and wonder gripped her heart. "Who are you? Why are you calling me?" she asked. But the snake only smiled faintly before vanishing into the shadows. Sana awoke with her heart pounding. Was that just a dream, or is something real reaching out to me? The next morning, when she told her aunt about the dream, Bano's face flushed with anger. "You foolish girl, this is the jungle's black magic at work. Throw that idol away immediately," she shouted. But a quiet determination had taken root in Sana's heart. "I need to find out what this idol and this dream mean," she resolved. She hid the stone figure carefully and decided to search for an old, forgotten place in the forest where the answers might lie. The village elders sometimes spoke of a ruined site deep in the woods, an ancient shrine or mazar where people once came centuries ago to seek blessings. Now it lay in ruins, abandoned, and most avoided it, warning that a great serpent dwelled there, one that punished those with impure hearts and protected the sincere. Sana thought, if this idol belongs to that place, then I must go there. One afternoon, when Bano was away, Sana gathered her courage, took her bag, and ventured deep into the forest. The path was difficult. Thorns snagged her clothes, rocks tripped her steps, and the oppressive silence followed her like a companion. At last, near an enormous old banyan tree, she found it. The ruins. Faded carvings adorned the crumbling walls, and in the center lay a small pond where water still shimmered faintly, reflecting stray rays of light. Sana took the idol from her bag and placed it gently beside the pond. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind swept through and a strange glow rose from the water. "Is this a sign?" Her heart raced. She closed her eyes and began to pray earnestly. "O Allah, show me the truth. Grant me the strength to understand whatever secret this holds." When she opened her eyes, she saw the reflection of a snake in the pond's surface, the very same one from her dream. Her hands began to tremble. How could this be possible? Why was this snake appearing to her? She reached out to touch the idol again, but as her fingers brushed it, the ground beneath shifted slightly. An old stone slab moved aside, revealing a small hidden box underneath. Inside lay some ancient papers covered in faded script and a strange amulet, its surface embedded with a small stone that caught the light. Sana's heart whispered that this was all part of a much greater secret, one she wasn't sure she was ready to uncover. That night, when Sana returned home, the village was gripped by an unusual commotion. A laborer who had been working near the forest edge swore he had seen an enormous snake whose eyes glowed with an unearthly light. "It looked almost human," he said, his voice trembling with fear. "It stared right at me, then vanished into the darkness." The villagers were terrified. Some whispered that this was the wrath of the ancient serpent, punishment for someone daring to disturb its sacred place. Bono glared at Sana with fury. "This is all because of you. You never should have gone there," she snapped. Sana stayed silent, but inside, her mind was restless. Was this really happening because of her? Or was the snake trying to send her a message? Later, alone in her room, she opened the hidden box. The papers were written in an old, unfamiliar script, perhaps an ancient language. The amulet, however, felt strangely warm in her hand. When she slipped it around her neck, an unexpected peace settled over her heart. But at that very moment, a soft hiss drifted through the open window, as though something or someone was watching her. Sana turned toward the darkness outside. Nothing was there, only the deep shadows of the forest staring back. Was the snake drawing closer, or was it all in her imagination? The next morning, Sana made up her mind to seek out Baba Rahim, the village's elderly scholar and Maulvi, a man known for his deep knowledge of old tales and spiritual matters. She told him everything: the idol, the box, the dreams, the hiss. Baba Rahim listened quietly, then took a long, heavy breath. "My child," he said, "this is no ordinary idol. It is tied to a centuries-old secret. That serpent is not merely an animal. It is the soul of a human being, trapped between punishment and forgiveness." He began to recount an ancient story. Long ago, in this very village, there lived a prince named Azhar. He was brave and kind-hearted at first, but pride slowly poisoned his soul. In his arrogance, he betrayed his own brother and took an innocent life. For this grave sin, a divine or spiritual force cursed him. He was transformed into a serpent, bound forever to the ruins as his prison. "They say," Baba Rahim continued, "the serpent will remain trapped until a truly pure heart prays for his forgiveness and release." Sana's heart pounded. Was she that pure heart? Or was this just an old legend? Baba Rahim warned her gently. "This path is dangerous, my daughter. If you try to unravel this mystery, you may put your own life at risk." Yet a quiet courage had taken root in Sana. She decided she would return to the ruins and uncover the full truth, no matter what lay ahead. That evening, Sana went back to the site, this time carrying a small lantern and wearing the amulet around her neck. As she approached the pond, she noticed the carvings on the walls seemed to shimmer faintly in the lantern's glow. A strange sound filled the air, a blend of Quranic verses and ancient chants echoing together. She closed her eyes and prayed with all her heart. "O Allah, show me the truth. If this serpent is a soul in need, grant me the strength to help." Suddenly, a brilliant light rose from the pond's surface. When Sana opened her eyes, the snake was there before her, real, majestic, and this time its eyes were unmistakably human. "Sana, you are the answer to my prayer," it said, its voice filled with profound sorrow. Her heart trembled, but she held her ground. "Who are you? What do you want from me?" she asked. The serpent spoke softly. "Come back tomorrow night, when the moon is full, then you will understand everything." With that, it slipped beneath the water and disappeared. Sana returned home, her mind swirling with questions. Who was this being? Was it truly the soul of Prince Azhar, or something else entirely? That night, she held the amulet tightly and made dua once more. When she finally slept, the snake appeared again in her dream. But this time, it took the form of a young man. His face was handsome, yet heavy with grief and regret. "Sana, end my punishment," he pleaded. "Your prayer is my salvation." Sana woke with a start, her heart racing. Was this dream guiding her toward truth, or leading her into a dangerous illusion? Now, a great question stood before her. Would she return to the ruins the next night and face the serpent's full secret, or would she heed her aunt and the villagers' warnings and let it all fade away? Tomorrow night, when the moon is full, will Sana return to the ruins? And if she does, will she be able to end the serpent's ancient punishment, or will she become bound to it forever, trapped in a curse that has lasted centuries? Sana's courage, her prayers, and her faith are now facing their greatest test. The next morning, Sana decided that before returning to the site, she would speak with Baba Rahim one more time. But before she could leave, her aunt Bono stopped her at the door. Bono's face was flushed with both anger and fear. "Sana, where do you think you're going?" "I won't let you step foot in that jungle again," she shouted. Sana quietly slipped the amulet beneath her dupatta, but Bono's sharp eyes caught the movement. "What is that?" Bono demanded, snatching the amulet from around her neck and throwing it to the ground. "Are you practicing black magic now?" Sana's heart shattered at the sight, but she refused to break. "Auntie, it's just an amulet. I'm not doing anything wrong," she said softly. Bono's suspicion only grew. She called a few villagers over and accused Sana outright. "This girl is talking to the snake in the forest." From that moment, the villagers began to look at Sana with suspicion and fear. An old woman muttered darkly, "This girl will unleash the serpent that has been bound for centuries. We should drive her out of the village." Pain pierced Sana's heart, yet a strange light shone in her eyes. "Why should I be afraid?" she thought. "If Allah is with me, no one can stop me." She picked up the amulet, ignoring Bono's fury, and set out for Baba Rahim's home. But would the villagers let her go so easily? In the small, humble house of Baba Rahim, Sana poured out everything once more. The dreams, the serpent's voice, the amulet. Baba Rahim took the amulet in his hands and studied the glowing stone embedded in it. "This stone is no ordinary thing, Sana," he said quietly. "It is the heart of the prince who became the serpent." He opened an ancient book, its pages filled with the same faded script that appeared on the papers Sana had found. "These letters belong to an old spiritual language," he explained. "The idol, the amulet, the papers, they are all parts of one existence. Prince Azhar was punished, yes, but his soul still seeks forgiveness. This path will not be easy. If you wish to unlock this secret, you must let go of every fear in your heart." Baba Rahim looked at her with gentle concern. "When you go to the ruins, always remember, the name of Allah is your greatest protection against every danger." A fresh wave of courage rose in Sana's heart, though a lingering question remained. Was this serpent truly a tormented soul, or was it some devilish trap trying to ensnare her? She resolved to go anyway, but when she returned home, she found a crowd of villagers gathered outside her door. "Don't let this girl go back to the jungle," one man shouted. "She's a danger to us all." Sana's heart raced. Could she overcome their anger and fear? Quietly, she gathered her bag and slipped out through the back path while the villagers were still shouting at the front. "Come back, Sana, or we'll lock you away." Bono called after her, but Sana didn't stop. Her steps quickened as she entered the forest's embrace. Deep within the woods, she reached the ruins. The pond's water now shimmered with an inner light, and the carvings on the walls stood out clearly, as though an ancient story had come alive before her eyes. Sana began to recite her dua, "O Allah, protect me. Guide me to the truth." A sudden strong wind swept through the ruins. In the glowing water of the pond, the reflection of the serpent appeared, yet this time, the face of a man was visible alongside it. The sorrowful, repentant face of Prince Azhar. "Sana, you are my last hope," he said, his voice carrying a raw, undeniable truth. "End my punishment." Sana's heart trembled, but she stood firm. "Tell me what I must do. Why were you punished? And how can it be lifted?" Before he could answer, Bono and the villagers burst into the clearing, having followed her trail. "Sana, what madness is this?" Bono cried. "You're falling into the serpent's trap." The villagers surrounded her, their faces filled with fear and accusation. Sana's heart ached, but the light in her eyes never dimmed. "I will not give up," she whispered to herself. "Allah is with me." She turned to face the crowd and spoke with a calm strength that surprised even her. "I am not caught up in any magic. This is a soul seeking forgiveness. If you stop me now, you may keep this secret hidden forever, but you will also deny mercy to a soul that has suffered for centuries." The air grew still. The pond's light pulsed brighter, as though waiting. Sana's voice carried such quiet, unshakable truth that the villagers fell silent. Bono's face turned pale with fear, though doubt still lingered in her eyes. Sana turned toward the pond and began to pray once more, her voice steady. "O Allah, reveal to me the reality of this soul." At that moment, a radiant rose from the water, and a shadowy figure formed on the ancient walls. A living vision of Prince Azhar's story unfolding before everyone's eyes. The villagers watched in stunned silence as the shadows spoke. It revealed that Azhar had once been a noble-hearted prince, but pride had corrupted him. In his arrogance, he betrayed his younger brother and took the life of an innocent young woman, simply because she had threatened to expose his secret to the world. For this unforgivable sin, a spiritual force had cursed him. He became a serpent, forever bound to the ruins as his prison. "I have carried the weight of my sins for centuries." Azhar's voice echoed through the clearing. "My soul now seeks forgiveness. but it can only be granted if someone with a truly pure heart prays for me." The villager stood frozen, fear mingling with awe. Bano looked at Sana, and for the first time shame softened her gaze. "Sana, can you really free this soul?" she asked in a hushed voice. Sana nodded gently. "If Allah wills it, I will try." But Azhar's voice rang out again, heavy with warning. "Sana, this will not be easy. To end my punishment, you must let go of your greatest fear. Are you ready?" Sana's heart pounded. Was this fear greater than her very life? She sat beside the pond and began to pray fervently. The villagers remained quiet now, even Bano standing among them in solemn silence. The water of the pond glowed brighter, and Azhar's form appeared once more, this time not as a serpent but as a complete human being. His face was filled with sorrow and fragile hope. "Sana," he said softly, "to end my punishment, you must sacrifice everything. Your prayer is my salvation, but in exchange, you may have to give up your own life." Sana's heart trembled. Could she truly offer such a sacrifice? She looked toward the villagers, then met her aunt's tear-filled eyes. "Sana, don't do this," Bano pleaded, her voice breaking. "You are like a daughter to me." Yet a strange, profound peace settled over Sana. "If this is Allah's decree," she whispered, "then I am ready." She closed her eyes and poured her heart into her final dua. "O Allah, if my life can bring freedom to this soul, then I offer everything I have. Just grant me the certainty that this is the path of truth." As her words filled the air, the pond's water erupted in brilliant light. A sound like the lifting of an ancient burden echoed through the ruins. Azhar's form transformed fully into that of a man once more. Tears glistened in his eyes. "Sana, your prayer has set me free," he said with deep gratitude. "You will be remembered forever." But in that same instant, a blinding light enveloped Sana, and she vanished before their eyes. The villagers cried out in shock. Bano collapsed to the ground, sobbing, "Sana, my daughter." The pond grew still once more. On the ruined walls, a new carving appeared. Sana's name, glowing softly with an eternal light. Had Sana truly disappeared, or had she been taken to another realm? Days turned into years, and Sana's story became a legend in the village. It is said that her selfless dua not only freed Azhar's tormented soul, but also kindled a new light in the hearts of the people. Bano, who had once doubted and feared her, built a small mazar in Sana's memory, a quiet place where people now come to offer prayers. Whenever she visited, Bano's eyes would fill with tears and she would say, "Sana taught us that there is no magic greater than truth and unwavering faith." And so the story ends, a tale of courage, sacrifice, and the boundless mercy of Allah.